So Donald Trump spoke at the UN a few days ago, and he was incredibly zonked out. You know, I'm not sure I've ever seen him like this. And I'm like 90% sure he was high on pills here, Xanax, Klonopin, some sort of benzo. I tweeted that President Adderall morphed into President Benzo here. He's usually got full of energy. Remember his CPAC speech? Oh, goodness gracious. He was bouncing off the walls. What I really should have done, and I didn't do it, and that was my fault, I should have taken clips from the CPAC speech and meshed it together with this speech from the UN so you could see the giant difference.
You know I'm totally off script right now. The Green New Deal, right? Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. Russia, please, if you can, get us Hillary Clinton's emails. Please, Russia, please. He asked Russia to go get the emails. We're going to look into his finance. I said, where did that come from? He always talked about Russia. The Attorney General says, I'm going to recuse myself. And I said, why the hell didn't he tell me that before I put him in? Russia, 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 Russia. My wife said, you never spoke to anybody from Russia, darling. I said, that's right. President Trump is waiting for the Mueller report. He's bad. He's a bad guy. But you know what I like about this? Number one, I'm in love, and you're in love. We're all in love together. We've done something that nobody's ever done. Hey, Don, how you doing? Hey, Donnie. I love you, Donnie. For 35 years now, they call Mr. President, sir. How are you? Trains to Hawaii. How do you get to Europe? We haven't figured that one out yet. We don't use airplanes anymore. Is doing well, except, of course, for the Never-Trumpers. But they are on mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You don't get rich by sitting behind a desk, so I didn't want to do that. And I'm in the White House, and I was lonely. I said, let's go to Iraq. Okay, General Raisin Cane, how fast can... Sir, we can have it totally finished in 1 week. I said, 1 week? And yet I see senators that are there for 20 years. White hair. See, I don't have white hair. Yes, I agree with this. This speech should have been delivered 1 year from now, not now, damn it. Because they're going to grip together. They're going to say, you know, this guy's really laying for us. I should have saved the Pocahontas thing for another year.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most energetic you've ever seen anybody, at CPAC, Trump was an 11. At the UN speech that you're about to see, he's like a -1. So this is wild. And you're going to see that, and then also Fox News' predictable reaction to it.
Tyranny advances under many names and many theories, but it always comes down to the desire for domination. It protects not the interests of many, but the privilege of few. Our founders gave us a system designed to restrain this dangerous impulse. They chose to entrust American power to those most invested in the fate of our nation, a proud and fiercely independent people. The true good of a nation can only be pursued by those who love it, by citizens who are rooted in its history, who are nourished by its culture, committed to its values, attached to its people, and who know that its future is theirs to build or theirs to lose. Patriots see a nation and its destiny in ways no one else can. Liberty is only preserved, sovereignty is only secured, democracy is only sustained, greatness is only realized by the will and devotion of patriots. In their spirit is found the strength to resist oppression, the inspiration to forge legacy, the goodwill to seek friendship, and the bravery to reach for peace. Love of our nations makes the world better for all nations.
The president's speech together. KT, if you could first tell us what you just saw and the words of the president. What struck you?
I think this is his best speech ever. And look at the body language. He was confident. He was reading slowly. He didn't repeat himself a bunch of times, which he has always done in the past. And the other thing is, how many times did he talk about himself? I never counted one. He was talking about the country. He was talking about the things that he wanted Americans to accomplish. Even when he talked about the economy's improving, he didn't say, I created the jobs. He said, we. So I think it was a very different Donald Trump. I also think it was the best description he has ever given of what Make America Great Again means and what America First means. He's usually tweeted this stuff out, but he's never really articulated it.
Wow. That's so disconnected from reality. My favorite part of the speech is when Trump tries to say sovereignty and he can't even get through the word. He's like, sovereign. He said sovereign. Come on, dog. Finish the word. Sovereign. And I think that we work better as a world when all nations look after their own nation. And the spirit of patriotism and togetherness works wonders for the human spirit. He can't even keep his eyes open, man. He's like this. Again, compare that and contrast that with the CPAC speech, where he's like bouncing all over the walls. Don't tell me. I'm telling you, man, for sure he does pills. For sure he's, sometimes he's popping Adderall. Sometimes he's popping benzos. And also, by the way, this was the same day that the impeachment inquiry was launched into him. The same day. So that reaction is like, oh, fuck. He's definitely thinking in the back of his mind, like, oh no, what's happening? Oh no, they're gonna come get me, no. But yeah, he really looks zonked out. He looks, here, best case scenario for him. He's just incredibly tired and he only slept like an hour or something the night before. That's best case scenario. But I'm telling you, man, to me it looks like benzos, some sort of pills. So now everybody, you guys tell me, what's your favorite Trump? Adderalled out Trump? Bouncing off the walls? Zippy Trump? Or Xanaxed out Trump who can barely get a word out? It's one or the other with him. He's either bouncing off the walls or he's like barely alive. And the Fox News thing, I mean, listen, there's no better evidence that they are just a sycophantic network. And I've mentioned this before, but their whole reason for existence is the Republican Party Defense Network. That's it. In the same way that MSNBC is the Democratic Party Defense Network, they are the Republican Party Defense Network. But it's an important point, and here's why. Many people wrongly think, oh, Fox News is the conservative network, and then MSNBC is the lefty network. No. There's a big difference between being the Republican Defense Network and a conservative network, because a conservative network would have to be principled in defense of conservatism, and a Republican network just has to defend the Republican Party and Trump, and that's what they do. On the flip side, think of like Rachel Maddow and her colleagues. Are they like principled lefties? No. They'll abandon left goals in a second to defend the Democratic Party, and that's what they do. So, again, there's a difference between a Democratic Party defense network and a lefty network. That's not the same thing. Because if it's a conservative network and a lefty network, you at least have ideologies that they're repping and they're being consistent in their philosophies aligning with those ideologies, those respective ideologies. But they don't do that. It's just defend the party, defend the infrastructure, defend the politicians. That's very different. And that's why I would argue you have so many new media outlets are like surpassing these old outlets in popularity, because agree or disagree with the new media outlets, we're actually representing an ideology, a philosophy, whatever it may be, on various shows. But there's actually a belief in the ideas and the philosophy there, and it's not ideas, bro. And it's not just the party defense network. So, but they're really calling that a great speech. That might be the worst speech I've ever seen in my life. I was asleep 3 seconds in, and usually Trump can keep my attention.